Send it on head, possibly something there. First goal scored. Dribble it away. This can be dangerous. You just died. Go there. Get the goal and the sweep. Just gets by a final 5 seconds. Grabbing it for the goal shot time. 2 seconds left. Sweep. Max will go down. Breakdown just trying to stay in it. Nice patience from Milio. However, Turtle's able to get there in time. Looking for 3, but gonna go again with the corner shot, looking for one more, goes up the post and cleared out. These teams right now are just going at it, suffocation station. But he's still got one more, looking for that back post. Kabuki with a shot, a beautiful play to tie it up.
Welcome back to another week of the Unscripted. In the studio today, I have Dylan's Got Game. Dylan, why don't you tell everybody about yourself?
Well, I play Rocket League and I don't have a life outside of it.
And this week we have a bunch of exciting stuff for you guys today. We have a show match, we have interviews, we just have everything. Starting off, we have Team Flare A versus Botafogo. We have Team Flare A, the main Team Flare team, formerly known as Shreks during Season 1. They won the league playoffs last season by beating Carnicel and the Team SCG, but is now called Botafogo. Two teams that were originally undefeated. When Team Flare B was formed, the Shreks were renamed Team Flare A. The roster was bolstered and with the addition of Slips, Vet, Solix. They are now going into this week's match undefeated with 4-0 as they take on their Season 1 rivals. And Dylan, why don't you tell us about Botafogo?
Well, Botafogo, they were the main rivals to Team Flare A, formerly known as Team SCG during Season 1. They were also undefeated in the regular season in Season 1, only to lose to the Shreks in the playoff finals. And then during the regular season of Season 1, they were the only team to beat the Shreks. Now they're in a competitive slump by comparison, 1-3, where they take on their rivals this week.
Incredible. So we're going to get into the show match between Team Flare A and Botafogo, and Dylan and I will see you afterwards.
Welcome everyone, Slips League Championship. We got ourselves a 1v1 going on here with some high stakes. Today playing in the match best of 3, Luis from Team Flare A versus Matt of, I can't pronounce that name, Joe, sorry.
Botafogo?
It
is Botafogo, yes. Botafogo
Botafogo.
e Cerveja is the team name.
Was part of Team SCG back in Season 1, who played against the Shreks, which was Luis's team, now called Team Flare, in the playoff finals, where Shreks came out on top. So already some history with these two players. But Joe, tell us a little bit about Matt and some of the stakes that are going on here in this match.
Yeah, so I'm definitely excited about these stakes, Glitch. Just for reference, everyone, whoever wins this match will be allowed to choose a player to bench on the other coming into the Wednesday match that is casted. And Glitch may actually be in threat of getting benched here, but he may be even in more threat of starting because Matt will probably choose Solinx or Felipe. No offense, Glitch.
No problem, man. But I don't know much about Matt, but I do know a lot about Luis, seeing as he's a real-life friend of mine. Luis is a very offensive player, and he loves his bumps, and he loves his demos when it comes to ones. Trust me, speaking from experience, 1v1ing this kid. Absolute menace on the pitch, but Matt, do you know anything about Matt, Joe?
I do. I have gone against Matt during the season. He's a terrific player. As we said before, he is the owner, or the team owner, and team captain of Botafogo. He is, in my opinion, the star player of that team. He is champ level. and he is a very defensive player from my experience. Definitely relies on those saves. Now, this was in threes. I don't know what his ones gameplay is going to be looking like today, but I'm excited to see this matchup, definitely.
I hear from Luis that Matt's 1v1 gameplay is not as strong since, I mean, in ones, you gotta have that killer offensive instinct sometimes, and Luis
Oh,
definitely has that
definitely.
down pat. So if you're more of a defensive player looking for the counterattack, it may work, but you gotta really be good at defense if you want to make those saves and turn on the
Definitely,
counterattack.
definitely. One of the
So,
big things in ones
yeah,
is staying on the ball, from what I've seen.
yeah, definitely. You need to just keep challenging. If you miss a challenge, you're screwed. So,
Yeah.
Luis and Matt, just focus on winning those 50-50s. If it goes low, then hit it again. Just try to get it past them. Put it into the
Yeah.
corners. Maybe look for a doomsy dish, but don't put anything that you can't reach afterwards.
Oh, most definitely. And I personally struggle when I play ones with defense. So if Matt does go that path, I'm interested on seeing how he's gonna perform like that today.
For real, defense is also kind of my thing on Flare A.
Mhm.
I'm more of a third man role on that roster, and when I do play ones, it's a lot of defense, a lot of shadow defense. So just Matt's got to stay on the right side of the ball when he's in the shadow defense, making sure his car isn't turned around completely, because when you're in that position, when you're facing the net with your car hood facing the camera directly, you're in a really bad spot. So you got to watch out your positioning going into that shot.
Oh yeah. And it's looking like we have all 5 players in the lobby. Or of course me, our editor, Glitch, and then Matt and Luis. Um And Matt did decide to show up, and because they were debating that, but I'm glad everyone's here, and we'll wait for the match to get going.
One thing to know about Luis is he is he's not the captain of Flare A, but he's the owner of like the actual org Flare.
He is
So
the
like
owner of Flare B
GJ
from
DJ
yes.
owns the Slips Team Flare A, Luis owns the Team Flare B in Slips, but the
Yes.
entire Team Flare Empire is owned by Luis.
Yeah, it's an interesting little setup they have.
Yeah.
It's quite the
Originally,
fun
it was
fact.
just like Team Flare was kind of like a hangout server, a bunch of video games, but then he put the team
Mhm.
into Slips, and then GJ took Flare A, and Luis said, okay, I'll take Flare B, and going from there.
Yeah, my good friends in Carsenal, formerly known as the Conyeasters, they actually played Shreks in the playoffs. And I was watching that match, and I was just like, this is the weirdest combination of names, Conyeasters versus Shreks. And I was debating whether or
Rex,
not.
man, best name.
Listen, because they wanted me to join that league, and after watching that match, just because of the names, I was debating whether or not I wanted to join this league. But here I
So
am
funny.
now.
Because I mean, Shrek is love, Shrek is life. So you better
Yeah.
you better go with the funny names. And there's some good names here in this season as well, like Nowhere in America,
Oh,
because they're all from
my
Connecticut.
team. Yes, of course.
Absolutely hilarious.
All right,
Let's
and the
do
match
it.
is beginning. Good luck to both players. I'm excited to see what they're bringing
Luis.
to the table.
Alrighty. Good luck to everyone involved. 5 minutes. Game number 1 of possibly 3 games. Luis and Matt on the kickoff here with the first game. Matt already
Oh,
with 0
and Matt
boost.
gets a
Has
kickoff goal.
Kickoff goal off the start with
Wow.
4 seconds. Matt already starting off strong.
And yeah, that's honestly just a front flip kickoff, very basic, but he seemed to get all of that ball right there. And Luis may have to prepare for that going forward.
Luis already starting off not very well, but here's another kickoff for him to prove his worth. Good kickoff. Now looks for the middle boost. Ball all the way up to the ceiling. Matt does look for the back check, but no, he's air dribbling up, and he goes straight
and
around
what
Matt,
a shot by
who
Luis.
tries to jump off the back wall, but doesn't make contact. Luis ties it up.
Oh my goodness. And if you guys did not know already, Luis is an incredibly mechanical player. Incredibly mechanical player. And I think he showed that there with a beautiful air dribble.
Already 2 goals scored on early in this first game. That's ones for you. You're going to see a lot of goals here, boys.
And remember,
Luis.
this is a best of 3, everyone. Now Luis has possession of the ball. Trying to take it upfield. Gets by Matt, but then slows it down. And Matt with a nice 50. And
Oh, good
already, it looks like Matt's playing a bit more defensive.
Matt does seem like he's playing a bit more defensive, but already a few bumps, and there a demo by Luis, and now he's back on offense. Let's see what he does with this possession. Good 50.
Nice 50. Yeah.
Moves it to the wall, looking for a pinch across the
Oh,
box. It goes a bit
wow.
too high for him to reach again. Still 1-1 here, going into the second minute of play.
Matt has possession of the ball, trying to get a pass, gets a nice 50. Will he go for that corner boost? It looks like, oh, Luis has plenty of boost. Oh, man, I thought he had 0 there. Matt, nice bounce off the corner. Luis trying to take it across. Maybe a power shot. He gets it past Matt. Gets mid. Oh, he's going to go off the wall. Looks like a
Doomsday
doomsday.
dish.
Oh,
saved by Matt.
saves it.
Yeah, Matt is definitely playing some really good defense here, and he's getting good pressure, too, with his 50s. But that is a
Luis gets
very
it
good
past
touch
him.
by Luis.
Miscommit.
And he'll
Oh,
get
no.
his second goal of the game to make this game 2-1. Luis on top.
Yeah, and that was honestly, I think that was just a mistake by Matt, man. I mean, already, like, at the beginning, we were seeing some awkward commits by both of them. I don't know if Matt was just going to fake or commit there. Looks like he did neither.
It's a very stressful game for both people. Mainly
no,
team
that's a
players,
good
since they don't want to
kickoff.
get rid of their main guy, PSYONIX, in the first game.
Oh, most definitely. And PSYONIX is, as you all know, the star player of Team Flare A, is a grand champ. Oh, and Matt with a nice clear. See what he can do here. Oh, Luis does have a good rotation. Looks like he takes it into the bat wall, carrying it across. That's a bit awkward. Matt nearly gets a shot, but that's off the crossbar. And now Luis still has possession of the ball. And Matt with another good 50. Looks like he's starting to heat up here a bit.
And what a bump by Luis, and now he's got an open
no.
goal on the back check, and he scores it. 3-1. That is a great heads-up play by Luis.
Now, I thought Matt was starting to heat up there with the 50s, but it's just another, it just looks like another miscommit by him. It gets bumped off the play, didn't jump for the ball, you know. I'm not sure. I think he's got to pull it together a bit.
Definitely 3-1. Ones games are very close, so I mean a 2-goal lead is never safe in ones. But this might be 3. Luis.
Oh,
what a
fake!
Luis! And he's just
Oh.
gonna walk it in.
That is
4-1. That is
disrespectful.
disrespectful. Oh my
Exactly,
god.
Glitch. That is exactly what
Oh.
I'm saying. Oh, that is beautiful and disgusting at the same time. Oh,
People
no.
in chat. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Get hyped
drops
for
his
that goal,
phone.
because that was the nastiest fake I've ever seen in my life.
And, you know, like we said, though, 3-goal lead is next to nothing.
With this much time left, I mean, there's 3 minutes left in the ones game. Goals can happen off kickoffs, off some really weird plays that Luis might not be able to come back from. But Matt, he's got his work cut. He's got his work
That's
cut
a
out
nice
for maybe for a
50.
rebound shot. What
Another
a
nice
50 by
50.
Matt!
Oh, my goodness.
2 amazing 50s in a row to get him his second goal of the game.
Oh, yeah, and that is just powering through. I mean, equal hitboxes there. The Fennec and the Octane have the same hitboxes. And Matt, again, just gets another front flip 50, getting all of that ball right into the goal. There we go. Nice.
4-2 here with half the game remaining. Luis wins the kickoff and goes for Matt's back boost. Does steal it. Matt now with very little boost in the tank. Luis now going for another mechanical play. Looks at the backboard. Big save by Matt with 0. Looks for another boost again. Now Luis has the boost disadvantage, but he grabs his own mid boost and looking to shadow defense. Matt. Good try there. Turned aside by Luis, and now the ball's up to the ceiling. Matt looking to rotate back, but Luis just takes one touch and moves it all the way down towards Matt, who blocks it in the midfield. Already some decent midfield play from both players.
Yeah, and I think what we're really missing from Matt here is just his offensive pressure. We are seeing next to none. And Luis, another great clear to Matt's side. And Luis is just keeping up this offensive pressure. We'll see if Matt can do something here. 50's the ball into sidewall. Luis looks like he's going to go for mid boost. Matt decides not to commit. And it looks like Luis will take possession again. And Matt just keeps giving up the possession here. And now that's a... Oh, no, that is a tough miss.
Oh, but
but
Luis,
Luis can't
what are
capitalize.
you doing?
And Matt gets the goal.
What is going on with Luis here? He has a free touch to put this one into Matt's net, but Luis takes a really awkward bounce, doesn't want to talk about it, and then front flips after the fact.
I just think he turned the
4-3.
wrong way.
That is really awkward.
And Matt seems definitely happy about that goal. And here's the kickoff. Luis wins it, though. Does he get a good bounce? No, decides to go for corner boost. Possibly going off wall. Matt with a nice touch. Luis looks like he's going to carry it into his own zone. Puts it in front of his goal. That was a dangerous move there. Not quite sure what he was doing.
Oh, but look at the air dribble. Maybe for a flip reset. Oh, but he gets the dunk and puts it over the far post.
Oh, my.
5-3 with 1:14 left. Luis up by 2.
And we're just seeing how mechanical Luis is being here. You know, any off the wall play is just so risky in ones. But like, come on now, that is just another beautiful mechanical play from Luis.
Luis with that dunk is so clean on that flip reset. You see, he looks at the flip reset. Wait, he's Mike going for the dunk
Oh my
again.
goodness,
But Matt
man.
able to turn that away to make sure Luis doesn't get a car on that ball. But now with only 0 boost in the tank, he's going to give the possession over to Luis, who gets a full. And now he'll look for another good play. Takes one good touch. He's still in position to make another. And gets it over Matt, but it's going to go off the post.
No.
No rebound shall follow. And Luis still only up by 2. He's got the possession, though.
That's an interesting 50, and this is not to discredit Matt. I mean, we've been seeing some solid touches from him. He's definitely not as mechanical as Luis misses the ball. He's able to regain possession, and Matt with a beautiful shot on net, and it goes bar down. Oh no, what a terrible... Oh, and then he just misses. Oh, off the crossbar, straight to Luis. And Luis is just going to get a free goal off that, and you hate to see that.
You hate to see the crossbar shot. You have a wide open goal, but the ball is just bouncing too high for you to sink it under the crossbar. I've done that more times than I can count in my brain.
Yeah,
so, I mean, I can sympathize.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say that's an unlucky play, but that happens all the time in ones, and sometimes, you know, just got to deal with it and move on. And Luis is going to get another goal, and that may just seal it off for game 1.
12 seconds, 4 goals. I mean, it's doable with a ton of kickoff goals, but against Luis, not so sure about that. Game 1, I'm going to put in the books for Luis.
I may have to...
Overall.
Yeah, I may have to go with Luis too here. Unless Matt starts performing absolutely spectacular. Does get a nice kickoff there. Interesting choice of going for Luis's corner boost.
Yeah.
And Luis just able to take possession. Misses a shot, but you know, that's GG's from both. And I definitely think the one problem here we were seeing was Matt was just not having the offensive pressure he needed.
Matt was definitely on his heels way too much in this game. Luis just seemed to have the ball in the orange half 9 times out of 10 times you look at your monitor. So
oh yeah,
for Luis to have a good 6 more shots than Matt, that's correlating with the scoreboard as he's up by 4. It's just that Luis, if Matt does get shots, he scores almost all of them.
yeah. I mean,
4 shots, 3 goals. He's scoring almost all of the shots that he's shooting.
yeah, you're definitely right. And this is not to discredit that it wasn't a close match. I mean, some of the goals we saw were just scored in garbage time. And you know, Matt is saying the sad, but we also see Luis said it was 4-3 at one point. Matt was getting nice touches. He was playing solidly. It's just like we said, Luis was having possession on the ball. He was not giving that possession up. And I think if Matt really wants to come back from this, he's going to have to take more 50s, stop faking, or stop non-committing.
Definitely, Matt needs to learn when to commit and when not to commit. I mean, there's a time where it's debatable whether you should do it, like the gray area. But that shouldn't matter in this game right now, because the only thing that matters is that scoreboard and that ball on the pitch.
Nice kickoff by Matt.
Oh, very good. He might have a shot on goal. Luis does challenge. He goes way over the ball. Now rebound chance coming in.
Oh,
but Matt gets
no.
a really bad touch on his right side, and it gives Luis pressure as well. Now with not much boost, he does have enough to take the ball one more touch, and Matt will clear it away to the corner. Luis maybe keeps the ball into the corner. Here's Matt. Does miss. Matt bring it in front of his goal. Luis looks to the demo, but not able to get his car onto Matt. And wait, a really long shot. Might go off the post. Luis,
Oh,
what a save. Moves
Yeah.
to the corner, and Matt already with some decent pressure.
Yeah, and honestly, Matt looking to play a bit better. Nice fake by him. Oh, but loses possession. Luis with one boost. May be able to get the hook shot. No, decides to decommit. Takes it off wall. Air dribbling. Interesting choice there. Oh, nearly gets the dunk. Matt with a nice 50. And we're seeing Matt, just like last game, coming out with nice 50s.
As you see there, Luis, I mean, he takes the time to stop in front of the ball, and it gives Matt the easy 50-50 to score the first goal of the game. Matt, you're talking about those 50s, and it works out for him. Gets a good bounce off the ceiling there. Waterfall right down to him. Scores the first goal.
Yeah,
Pretty
and honestly,
late in one's game, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. 354, only one goal on the clock. But as a ones player, that is one of the most ideal goals you could ever have. Nice 50, drops down from the ceiling, straight in front of your car, and you slot it in. Now, Luis,
Oh.
taking pressure, gets a
Now
nice
the
demo. Will he be able to turn on it? Bit of an awkward turn. He's going to have to bang this right into net, and is
Oh.
able to do that. That is a beautiful shot by Luis.
That is great placement too. He looking to see which side that Matt goes on. He just unfortunate that he's on the left side and can't get back to it if he shoots short side to the right. 1-1. That's a good play to demo Matt. We're seeing the physicality from Luis, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, and we saw his bumps come out last game, too. We did see one of those bump plays. And now he's going off wall again. Oh, no, we know how dangerous he is. And he gets the flip reset. Oh, my goodness. Luis is just too mechanical for Matt. Oh,
Luis
no.
does this kind of stuff every day of the week. That was such a tight angle, too, to get that ball into the top corner just to put it down into the goal from the side as well. That's not an easy shot to make in a ones game, and he went for it.
Oh, and now
And
another
now the
great
redirect off the
shot.
wall. 3-1. We're seeing the same score line as it was in game one.
Yeah, and like you said, in game one, let's not discredit it. It's only 3-1, right? And
True.
I think Matt has been playing well. I don't think he's been playing up to his standards. I just think he needs to work on the shadow defense a bit. Oh no, and another great kickoff by
Another
Luis.
kickoff goal.
And that's going to go straight in. But I don't like to count the kickoff goals because I feel that's more a matter of 50s, although we did see Luis beat Matt to kickoff there. I think what's happening is that Matt is just not being able to get up into the air and defend Luis's shots.
Definitely. I mean, Matt's kickoff is definitely not as well versed as Luis. I mean, we're seeing in last game Matt's kickoff was great.
Oh yeah,
In this game, I think Luis is just starting to really warm up his kickoffs and warm up his physicality. He's actually a goon on the field right now
Oh
because he's
my
just going for
goodness.
bumps, trying to
And-
hurt Matt in multiple different ways. He started him on the scoreboard 5-1.
Yeah, and you've got to think that some of the morale is being lost for Matt after a demo play, putting him to 4 goals ahead. Jeez, I don't know how to feel about that if I was Matt. Hopefully he gets a nice kickoff here. Oh no, and gets dusted again. I think the main problem here is that Luis is just diagonal flipping, and Matt, I'm not sure if he's front flipping or just boosting, but it's like every single time Luis has been beating him to the kickoff. Luis
50
nearly
though.
gets a dunk now. Goes for mid boost, gives Matt possession. Matt, nice little touch. Puts Luis awkward, but Luis with a beautiful touch, and then clears it into Matt's half. Matt has to go for the ball here. Nice touch, right back into Luis's
Good.
half, excuse me. Tries to go off wall. Tries to 50 Luis, nearly. And which one of them is going to take possession? And again, Matt decommits.
I'm seeing a lot of just like Matt giving possession away freely. Ones is a game of just how long you can have the ball closest to your car, and it seems like Luis is just giving or just letting himself catch the ball from Matt. Matt's just handing him the cookie like here you eat it. I don't want it anymore. It's not as good. But
Yeah, definitely.
Matt's got to get on the ball more. He's got to be more aggressive when it comes to the 50s. It's like he thinks, oh, I'm gonna lose this challenge if I go for it.
Yeah, definitely. And in threes, I think that his threes game is translating over into ones where he needs to clear it. And oh my goodness, who cares about what I'm saying? Luis just breezed it on Matt.
Well, it wasn't exactly the cleanest breezy flick, but it was one anyways. It was so scuffed, as Luis says in chat.
Oh no,
It was
now
scuffed. It was scuffed, granted, but you did do it. 6-1, looking one more for the Brazil on a Brazilian player.
oh no, I would hate to see it on the Brazilian player. That would not be a nice sight. Luis trying to get a shot, gets it
Oh,
over
no,
him.
no,
No. And he
Luis
misses. He misses.
Oh,
Did
that's
he miss by
unfortunate.
mercy, or was it just a scuffed play? Now
Oh!
Matt with a nice flick.
What a
Luis,
save!
what a save! Does he 50?
another
Luis
good
clears
save!
it. Oh no, there's an open
Matt's not
net.
back. Luis is just gonna dribble it in.
Oh my goodness.
7-1. The
Damn.
Brazil.
I don't want to call it too early, but a Brazil with 120 left. Matt's really got to pull something out of the bag here. And Luis, definitely joyful
Hype.
from that
He's
Brazil.
hype. All caps, I did it. Yeah, baby, Brazil.
Oh man.
Love to see the enthusiasm.
Yeah, we're just really seeing Luis play so confident here, and like even I just off the wall plays, the demo plays,
Oh.
you know, even his 50s, like everything has just been so confident from him in this showing.
He's playing like he knows he's the best, and that's what you gotta think in ones. You gotta think, oh yeah, I'm the best. And
Oh
you gotta
yeah.
believe in it with all of your heart.
Oh
Or,
yeah,
or else
totally.
you'll start to doubt your movements, and then you'll lose the game because you're doubting yourself and your mental game's not there.
And I think
Ones
that
is a game of mentality.
yeah, and I think that's what we were seeing from Matt, and we saw it again, you know, just a few seconds ago. Nice flick, but Luis saves it. But yeah, just a few seconds ago, again, Matt was too scared to commit there on the 50. Now Luis carries it across the goal. 30 seconds left, up 7-1, gives back possession to Matt. Matt may be able to do something here, but does have 0 boost. Misses all the mini pads on the rotation. Oh no. He's gonna have to go for
That's another
corner.
thing. That's another thing. Matt constantly is having 0 boost. Like, every time we go to see his perspective, it's always on 0 boost. It
Yeah.
seems like he's using his boost too often.
Yeah, and
But
with the
that'll end
time
off the
ticking down
series.
here.
Luis is
Yeah.
gonna take the series and able to drop someone off of Botafogo's roster for a single game in the series, not the entire series, just a single game. That's game 1.
And you have to
So
wonder if Luis wants to punish Matt even more, he may just bench him if that's legal. I'm not sure if that is legal.
you
Or
can. You have 6 players on a roster, so your
oh.
team can just say no, you're not playing.
Oh, I was just curious if you're allowed to bench a player who participated in the ones. Because I know if I was in this and I won against one of them, I would most definitely bench the player I won against just for a bit of extra spite.
So they're doing it in chat. Who you taking off the
Who is
game?
Luis gonna choose? I'm expecting him to take Matt. I'm not gonna lie here, Glitch.
I'm expecting him to take Matt just because of the salt.
Yeah.
Well, not salt. Rubbing salt in the wound.
Yeah, definitely. 8 seconds left for Luis to make a choice, and he chooses Matt.
He chooses
Yes,
Matt.
we predicted it.
Oh,
Oh
the
no.
predictions. I want you to watch. As he says,
Oh
I want you to
my
watch.
goodness,
Probably
that
indicating he
is
wants us to watch
mean.
his own team lose. That sucks.
And like I said before, I mean, it's not even a bad choice in my opinion. Matt is the star of Boda. You know, they do have a grand champ on the team, but honestly, when I played them, that grand champ was not playing as well as Matt, and Matt was a terrific player. And definitely struggled here, but you know, it's only one game, so he'll be able to come back into it.
Game
And
2, and it's not the end of the world.
yeah,
The best
definitely
situation Botafogo can be in is if they actually win game 1
yeah,
without Matt. That's the best situation you can be in, because then it's like, oh, it doesn't even matter that I lost that 1v1. All that matters is I'm here now, and I'm up in the series.
we take a
So,
look at the
Claire,
oh,
we got our work,
apologies.
we got our work cut out for us, but are we getting any person to interview? Luis, maybe? Possibly.
I think we were having a post-game interview, yeah.
Good, good.
But while we're oh, it looks like Luis is about to come in. I was just taking a look at the Boda roster. They do have a champ to choose from to start for them. So even if they take Matt out, they do have 2 other champs on the team, along with the Grand Champ, of course. And they have a Diamond 2 and a Diamond 3. So not the worst outlook for the team.
Not bad, not bad. Let's look at Team Flare A, though. Solinks, GC, hi GC. I think I'm like GC2. I think he's like GC2. Felly, I
Mm.
think GC2 as well. Um, me at C2, and Luis at C3. So we got ourselves a pretty decent roster. I believe we have the rank advantage.
Unbeatable roster. And here's Luis.
Luis.
Yo, what's
What up,
up?
Luis? I have a question for you first. So you picked Matt. Now, I don't think Matt's like the highest ranked on that team. Why did you pick Matt?
I want him to watch his team get swept.
Okay.
Oh, that is
Just letting you
cruel.
know that the correct word is swept, Luis.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
get
Oh
understood.
man.
Just kidding.
yeah, dude.
Just kidding.
Yeah. He watched himself get swept in the 1v1. Now he's gonna watch his team get swept on Saturday, dude.
Confident words coming out from Luis. And speaking
Confidence.
of confident, Luis, how are you feeling going for those off-wall plays? Because I always know that is a risk in ones.
I mean, it's just that I trusted myself to hit them. I warmed up, and I just went for like every breakaway and open air, whatever and stuff. But after that, I was just confident with myself, so then I decided to start going for clips once I saw how I played. I think it's people like a lot of the time are scared, like, oh, don't give up what your play style is and stuff like in the first game. Thing is, when your play style is just better, then you can give it away.
Yeah, yeah,
Damn,
definitely.
already some harsh words to say in his interview.
Luis, any words on how Matt played?
Okay, wait, okay. So this is gonna be told to other people. He played great. He played great. He played good. I honestly the best. Sometimes his 50s are pretty good. Like sometimes he's like unpredictable. Like that play where he got a double 50 on me. That was actually pretty. That was pretty good. He messed me up, man. And then like off the wall, sometimes it's unpredictable. Because the Fennec and stuff. So he
Oh
he
yeah,
got me there.
definitely. We did see him win some 50s against you with that Fennec, yeah.
Yeah, his 50s were pretty good today. So were yours. I mean, you guys both had some really good 50s.
Oh yeah, totally. Any other questions, Glitch?
Nah, I'm good.
GG.
Same with you. Thank you so much for coming in here today, Luis. And yes, good game. Good game all around.
Yeah.
Games. Thank you all for watching this match. This was Glitchless along with co-caster Joe, Matt versus Louise. Louise grabbing the dub 2-0 in the series. Back to Unscripted.
Okay, Matt, congratulations on winning the league last season, but you must be disappointed with how you've started this season. You didn't lose a single match at all at all season last time around until the playoffs, and we'll come to that in a second. What has changed this season?
I brought new players. I thought it would help the team, and the league level up the level, and we need to we need to bring some like reinforces for the team. And I brought J-Man and Junits, but we didn't find our best way to play and the best lineup, so we're trying to find this until now.
Awesome. And last season's roster was pretty well balanced. You had Joda attack, KMK was making all of the goals, and we were making sure none were being let in on the other end. How has the roster changed this season? What's your regular team this season?
I try to get the new players just for like getting the older holes. Like Jota was like not an attacker, but he was like the mind of the team. And I tried to bring J-Man that when we tested him, he was playing the same way. And KMK and Jota is still our team, but they are at the bench at the time. And Junits would do my role, and I would do KMK role. We tried to change this, but at the time we are not getting the results that we wanted. But I think the regular team this season we are still trying to find the best lineup, so we don't have uh one. Yeah.
Awesome. And one thing a lot of people have noted is that the teams in Division 2 haven't spent all the money they were given this season. A lot of them are virtually the same teams as last team with the Phantom and Dynamic, etc. So my question is to you, have your opponents gotten better, or are there other reasons you're not getting the same results?
The first point I believe is the difficult to find new players that can accept the team, and I tried to find new players for the whole team, bench and the star lineup, but I could find only J-Man and Junits. It's so difficult to find the new players to join the team, and I believe the same problem for the other teams. And the results is the I said earlier, because we didn't find our form yet, and we're still trying to find the best lineup.
There's obviously still more than half the season to go yet. Do you think the results will pick up?
We hope so, because we're working on this, but we hope so.
Um, can you predict at all where you'll finish up this season?
Um, I hope to finish on playoffs, because we would like to play the playoffs and upset the best teams on this league.
And what is your goal for the next season?
Uh, the next season, try to find the best lineup, and if it don't work, try to find new players that can fuel our ourness. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Try to find new players that can fill the roles that are in blank of the team.
Awesome. And I just want to quickly ask about your opponents. Obviously, last season they stopped you from winning everything and broke your winning streak. Does that factor into anything? And do you want revenge, or is that just how it is now in the past?
Yeah, SCG and Shrek was rivalry, but our team is different. Their team is different. I thought it would be different this season, but we got a game on Saturday, and even if the results are not coming for us, we are trying to do our best and try to upset their winning streak.
Awesome. And a lot of teams in Division 2 chose to stick to their existing rosters, but your opponents have made a big upgrade. Arguably, they have two of the best players in the league. Do you think that that is fair at all?
Yeah, of course they find the best players and they find them. I try to find new players. I find just two, but it's difficult to find players, so it's their winnings for this.
Do you think that it's possible that someone will beat them in the title, or is the league a foregone conclusion now?
No, of course not. There are good teams on the league. All teams like Tribe is a good team, and Seven Phantoms. Us, we just didn't find our form yet, but I don't think it's gone like for that.
And lastly, because we are running a little bit behind on time here, who do you think will win this season?
Win the season.
Yeah, who are you predicting is going to win?
It's soon to tell this. We have just 4 rounds played, but I would like it would be us, but I would go with Team Flare, Tribe, or I don't know, maybe us. I don't know if we find our form, but it's difficult to say because it's too soon on this league.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being able to be interviewed today, and we hope to see you on the field.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm here with Felipe of Team Player A. Thank you very much for coming.
No problem. Hey, GJ.
Hey there. All right. Now, we just heard a little bit from Matt, and I wanted to get your thoughts on how the division is shaping up. First of all, are you pleased with how your team is doing? You're top of the league. Both you and Soul Links, excuse me, are in most of the top 10s in the leaderboard. Are you satisfied with your work so far?
Yeah. I mean, we haven't dropped a single game so far in any of the series. It's been pretty easy so far. I'm pretty satisfied with what I'm doing. I wish I would have been able to play a couple more games because I've only played half of my games because of some scheduling issues. But overall, even with the amount of games I've played, I'm still up there for goals. So I'm trying to work on that right now.
Right. Now, it looks like the crunch match for you guys will be against Tribe. Do you think there is any other team that has the chance of working their way up into contention? Do you think Tribe is going to pose a big threat?
No, not really. I mean, the ranks in the Discord looked like similar to ours, but we kind of checked on them, and most of them are C2s. It should be a pretty easy match. They do have pretty good egos, and they've been talking a good amount of smack, so I'll be happy to beat them. I really don't expect a single team to take a game off of us, to be honest.
Speaking of the teams, do you keep an eye out for the teams in the division? Is there anyone apart from the teams already mentioned that's really impressed you, but hasn't been getting the results they should be getting? Or what about the other way around? Is there a team that should be doing good but hasn't impressed you?
Honestly, like I give them a lot of trouble, but like I do think N7B has been doing pretty good, like considering their ranks. So I do have to give them props on that. But Tribe has been like dropping games to random teams that are like 200 MMR under them. So I mean, I don't know if I'm surprised, but I just know that those aren't the results that they should be getting.
Who do you think has been the best player of the division so far? Who do you think would be able to cut it in Division 1 next season?
I think easily Solinx or I are probably the best players in the division. I mean, we're the highest ranked and we're the best performers for like how many games we've played. The only person that I consider close would probably be either Glitchless or Venom. Venom actually managed to do pretty well, even though again, like he probably doesn't like me too much, but he's been doing pretty well. And then Glitchless does really good with us, and he's a really good third. And I think he could probably play like maybe on one of the bottom of the Division 1 teams, but Solinx and I are probably the top two.
Honestly, I should have expected that answer. Let's talk about your opponents for a bit. Are you surprised at their league position? What do you think has gone wrong for them this season? We're talking about Botafogo, by the way.
I mean, they've been doing fine. They've been doing fine for their ranks. I mean, I don't know why they didn't spend any of their budget trying to get any better players. So I'm not really surprised. I haven't been paying too much attention to how they've been doing. I kind of just when we have a match, I'll just search up their ranks and then like determine if I even need to play or not.
Now, as hinted at by some of your answers, normally you've been quite arrogant about your chances, predicting sweeps all week. Do you think it will be a sweep against Botafogo? Or Botafogo?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd call it arrogant considering that we have the results to show it. I mean, every week we get a sweep, and every week someone says that like they're gonna be able to take games off of us. But we've faced harder opponents. I mean, Nixus, despite like the FFs that they have and like their league ranking, like they're like the third highest in ranking, and we didn't drop a single game to them, even when playing with subs. Like I wasn't even playing the match, and we still swept them. So I don't expect anything different.
Do you have any personal goals for this season? Obviously, you should be winning the division, and anything else will be a failure. But do you have any other milestones you want to reach? Or perhaps you have some kind of competition between you and Seoul to see who will score the most goals?
I think that's definitely a possibility. I mean, right now I'm kind of behind in my goals. I mean, I'm still like 7th or something, but I only have 2 out of the 4 games played. So I should be catching up soon, but I do want to get like top goal scorer or something. I can definitely count out like top defender out of the picture because we don't really have to make too many saves in our games. We're mostly on offense. But yeah, I'm looking to try and be number 1 in that league table.
Speaking of Solinx, everyone, including the league owner, wants to see him in Division 1. How far do you think Solinx can go in terms of professional Rocket League? What's the one piece of advice you would give him?
Yeah, so I've been coaching Solinx for a while now, and I think like right now with his skill, he could easily be like one of the best players in Div 1 right now. But like in general, I think he could go really far. I mean, he's really young and he really loves playing the game, and I've coached him a couple times now. So, I mean, it's all up to him and how much work he puts in because he definitely has the talent. And he does have the drive. But it's just how much work he puts in. I think all the advice I've given him, he already knows. I don't know if there's anything specific that I'd tell him besides like gameplay stuff right now. But I'm always working with him, like getting him on a good diet, getting him like on a good like exercise schedule, apart from like the Rocket League stuff. Because it's if his body is healthy and everything, then he's gonna be playing good. So.
And what about you, Felipe? Obviously, this season you want to win the league, but what's next for you? You've carved out a name for yourself as a really good up and coming coach. Is that the direction you're going?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, for me, playing has been mostly for fun. Right now I'm looking to see if I can play collegiate. I've got a couple of opportunities right now coming up, so I still have a year to play in CRL. And then as a coach, I'm looking to coach for RLCS. Right now I'm coaching a team that's looking to do pretty good. They have some pretty well-known players. So trying to see how far I can get with them, and if not, move on to other teams in RLCS.
One last question. You're stuck on a deserted island with Shay, who won't talk to you, or Devil Ghost, who wants you to coach him to Champ 1. Which one would you kill first and why?
Oh boy. I'd probably kill Shay. Because I do enjoy coaching, and Shay kind of sucks at Rocket League, so I'd probably have a lot more fun with Devil's Ghost.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. Let's
no problem.
Let's bring it back to our hosts.
Coming up this week, we also have the V Squad and BT1 Esports with the little bit of backstory on the V Squad. One of the 3 teams on the losing streak right now in Div 3. They are 0-4, and they are also a recent addition to the scene. They have a lot to prove going into this week's match. Out of their starting rosters of players, no Nam has both the most goals and the most saves, which makes him the player to watch out for. It'll be interesting to see how far they go against a team with a similar skill level. And Dylan, why don't you tell us about the BT1 esports?
Sure. One of the teams they were one of the teams with the losing streak in Div 3, 0-4, and yet another new addition to the scene. Like their opponents, they could really use a win right about now. But in their starting lineup, NBV Nightmare is their strongest defensive player with 10 saves. How will they fare against a team that has had the same bad luck as them?
Jeez, I hope that one of them obviously one of them are going to come out on top. I don't know which one. They both have such incredible play styles. We're going to get into an interview right now with them.
What wonderful evening, and we're here with the Racing PZ from V Squad and NBV Nightmare and Welshie 2K15 from BT1 Esports. How are you? Start off. How are you feeling going into the tournament?
Yeah, I'm enjoying the tournament. This is a very interesting league, and we're proud of you guys having us.
That's wonderful. It's a wonderful league, wonderful people around us. And to start off, what inspires you in Rocket League? What keeps you running? Since esport is pretty tough, it's a tough sport. What keeps you going? What motivates you to start and play the game?
Well, I don't really have a motivation. It's more like I consider Rocket League as more of a hobby than like a how do you call it? More than a what's the word? More than something I should really focus on. Yes, of course, it's good focusing on the game and preparing for a rematch and all of that, but like for now,
It's
my
more
team.
it's more of a hobby.
Yeah, but for now, we're slowly starting to grow. Me and my team, we just started playing Rocket League about a year ago. So for now, we're just taking it slow.
That's wonderful. I'm just very fond of new esport disciplines going up. I was a professional pro player myself. I had to stop chasing my dreams since I'm a student. I just think it's wonderful that a lot of people are starting to grow passion for esports, which is very great since I think it's a wonderful sport. Um, just a little bit of yourself. What books do you read? What are you of a person? What hobbies do you have except of Rocket League?
Well, I like I have a lot of hobbies. I draw. I build model kits. I even make designs for cars.
Oh, so we have like you design cars, you play Rocket League, you have a passion for both of those stuff.
Yes.
Um, other squad, BT1 Esports, are you here?
Yeah, we're here. We were just listening.
Oh, you have a wonderful British accent. From where do you come from?
West Midlands.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. How did you grow with a passion on Rocket League?
Started from a day one player and just wanted to better myself by me and Welshie teamed up together, doing a lot of twos, and it just sort of got to the point where we wanted a new challenge. Found obviously slips and decided to give it a go. It didn't work out at the start of it, so then I decided to take a take a new opportunity and become the owner of BT1 just to see how that would go.
Just to for the record, is it BT1 Esports or BTI Esports?
I think it's BT1. I didn't name the team. I took over the team.
Okay, okay. For you, is it like a hobby or do you want to get more serious into esports, maybe build a career around Rocket League, around being a professional esport player?
I'm not at the level where I can say that I want to take it to another level because I do still make very silly mistakes during the game. I'm I'm used to solo queuing a lot, so having it behind obviously slips and you have to work as a team and communicate is what I'm trying to focus on to better my game.
Mhm.
So just see how it goes after this season's done.
Yeah, what ambitions do you have? Like both teams, let's start with BT1 Esports. What ambitions do you have for this season? Do you want to, do you have like a top three at least, or do you want to win it all? Of course, everyone wants to win it all, but what is your minimum result which you want to get for yourself and your team?
At the minute, have the team just working on communication and have that going. I know at the minute we're not doing too well because I took over the team the third game into the season, and so I've been in charge for 2 games, and we're still hunting for the first win. So hopefully we can get that soon. But we're just trying to push towards having an actual squad who can rely on each other and play games and enjoy what they do, because at the minute it's a bit difficult to do exactly that.
Sure. V Squad, what about you?
Right now, we haven't won a match. We've played 4 games. We haven't won a single game. And for what we have done, we can probably work on our passing, our defense, and our communication better. But
Mhm.
I will say we're trying for at least mid-table. We're trying to at least
Mid-table.
reach mid-table.
You just got to get that first win to excel yourself.
Definitely, definitely. It's pretty hard, especially like in esports when you have like lose streaks, it's pretty tough to get back. But this really shows the character of the team on um to like get over those hurdles. It's very important esports as a whole. I hope both of you will get your win and have like the minimum plan secured, get the mid table as you've said. Um, another thing, what do you think about esports as a whole? Not only Rocket League. What do you see esports doing in the future?
It started off very well. Obviously, I started watching esports mostly with FIFA, and then I branched into the Rocket League side of it, and I like how it's growing, but there's still negative reactions about it. There's positives. Like nothing's going to be perfect. It takes time for things to improve. There's always going to be the negative sides to everything, but I like
Yeah,
the direction that they're going in.
let me tell you that I also pretty much like it. It's pretty tough in Europe since esport isn't really popular there, but we've seen a tendency in Asia that it's now an Olympic Asian game esports. I think that esport definitely has some place to grow in the future, and Rocket League is a wonderful discipline to keep esports on the rise. Um, let's wrap it up and pass it out to the other thing we've got for you. Thank you very much.
And that is it for us here on Unscripted. Make sure you guys do submit any of your clips that you want to be featured here, and we cannot wait for this weekend. Thank you guys so much for stopping in and hanging out with us tonight, and we will see you guys all for the tournament this weekend.